Well, south of the video store is a show called Off Our Stones. We got Andrew and me and a friend of Cody. We're gonna rank some fucking songs. Rank them songs. The song's gonna ham rank songs. The longest list in the whole damn town. Longer than old King Kong. Meaner than a junkyard dog. It was tough to try to come up with a new line for the last one, and I was thinking, I think meaner than a junkyard dog is already good enough as it is because we're gonna be pretty mean to ourselves on this list.
Well, considering the low blows that I took in the last episode, maybe it's fitting.
Well, I wouldn't say low blows. It's more so you use memes and you use movies on a music show. How dare you?
This is the video store, sir. Mr. Producer Man is he's behind me in this situation, I believe.
Remember, music or movies. Music.
Oh man, that happened a long time ago.
That's a trauma right there.
Multiplex wasn't even born yet.
Nope.
All right. So for those of you just joining us, Brooklyn and I are going over our personal top 500. The first couple of episodes are going to be songs that were on our individual lists, but not combined. And then Cody is going to be the one who is deciding, in place of the people, which of the two songs going up against each other is the better song, therefore getting a higher spot on the list.
Yes? Imagine it's the Big Show versus let's say The Rock. Actually, no, that doesn't work because then Cody has to be The Rock because he's the people's champion. So I guess you would be. Would you be Stone Cold or would you be Triple H? Would you play the game or would you break glass?
Just put some water in your mouth and spit.
So Cody does have a couple of vetoes that he can use. He has 9 remaining. He can use them whenever he wants until we hit number 50 overall on the list. So with that being said, I say that we should move into our first pairing. And by the way, the score right now so far is 20-20.
It's like we have 20/20 vision, or we have an okay Justin Timberlake album.
Can we take a point away from?
That was a shot fired that didn't need to happen.
Yeah, I thought so. All right. So let's start with what will be our 420 and our 419. Crimson and Clover by Tommy James and the Shondells versus American Boy by Estelle featuring Kanye West. I will start us off this episode.
Bold move featured.
Let's see how it works out for me, Cotton. So Crimson and Clover is one of the pillars of garage rock, in my opinion. It's wildly catchy chorus. It's experimental production. And just this really, really nice melody. It's simple, but it's super memorable. To the point where people like Prince and Joan Jett have covered this song. It is a inspirational piece when it comes to the history of music. Tommy James sounds really good on this. He's kind of got that. I'm trying to think of a good word to use instead of hippy dippy, but he's got that kind of like loose, laid back kind of style, but still has a little bit of that tightness to make his voice really stand out. And that ending, that weird kind of like vocoder-y ending, just adds like this little extra twist to the song that just makes it really stand out and be its own thing.
So American Boy is the one hit wonder song to put on here. I think it does a really good job. You get that synth right away. It kind of takes you into this new kind of setting. Pretty much a roller rink that they're setting with the bass line and whatnot, and just that slow guitar chord that kind of takes you right in with Kanye West, who's admittedly during the entire song is going for like a UK kind of London style, even giving even giving a little bit of an accent to it. I just think the chorus in this has so much pop. Like, take me to New York, I'd love to see LA, and just how the synth just kind of adds on to particular beats in this and really gets it to kind of kick in. And then in the verse, I think there's enough going on when you get to the part that's like, "Hey sister, really really nice to meet you," and it's just the bass line, and it's just letting things kind of build, and everything like each musician or each instrument is kind of respected in the song. Whereas with Crimson and Clover, that like loose, laid back style that you're talking about is them half-assing the first half of this. Like, it's like when you get to the like, babe, it comes off as like, because you can tell that they're giving a full crap at the second half with the ending. I do think that they're doing enough kind of experimental stuff, but for this to be kind of a garage rock thing, I think is a bit of a stretch. I understand why Prince Joan Jett covered it. It's because that first half is just so lackluster.
But here she come walking over. Honestly, that laid back style is just expanding on the confidence and comfort that this guy has with this girl. Whereas with American Boy, oh my god, those synthesizers. Oh my god, that squonking, harsh synthesizer that is coming in on top of these overly produced, way too loud drums. That's carrying most of your melody, and they both sound really bad. Also, I'm going to say this right now. Kanye West is not a good featured artist. He's not. He's good when he's doing his own thing, but when he's supposed to be doing like a supporting role, he just fails at it miserably because he's too busy like doing it for himself. So the balance between the two artists in this song is wildly indifferent.
I would disagree in that this is a bad feature for him, particularly in the lyrics. Let's see here. Before he speak, his soupy spoke, and you thought he was cute before. Look at this speak coat, tell me he's broke. And then you have Estelle come in with a little woo, and I think that just adds so much to the song. Like, I know you ain't into all that, heard your lyrics and feel your spirits, but it still sucked that ash. I think his featured bridge just adds another layer to the song. The drum beat, I would also disagree that that's the loudest thing. This like the synth and the chorus, absolutely. That just adds just another kind of like boom boom to it, for lack of terms. But the bass line is the thing that's driving this thing along. I just think like that synth is so loud and chunky because of Estelle's naturally light voice.
I disagree, but let's see what the people have to say.
Well, it didn't take us long. My first veto was enacted.
Crap.
American Boy
Wow.
is gone.
What?
I hate this song with a fiery passion. I think it's one of the most annoying songs ever.
Wow, not the song I thought would have happened.
There was
really
thought about it. There was a
Yep, I think we lost him.
This is great. I think I'm breaking up. Like, this is great.
Yeah,
you're back now. You're back now. Nope, and you're gone.
Am I back now?
Hop out, hop back in. Brooklyn and I will cover for you in this moment. So wow.
What? Really? Okay. Dang.
I honestly, when he said that he was going to use his veto, I thought for sure that it was going to be. I thought for sure that the ending of Crimson and Clover was just going to kill everything for him.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
Uh,
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. This song one has been like changed. So I have younger kids. They've actually changed American Boy to like a Fortnite song too, which is no thought to itself.
Oh.
But it is overplayed to this point to a high degree. I'm also like, I'm not one to say, oh, this person sucks for their political or their like views on the world. But getting Kanye West, I'm probably not on the wrong side of history on this one. Let's remove him from this moment. The one I'm replacing with is like hilarious because I've just decided this is it. I love country music. I love country music. Stand by. No, I'm just kidding. I decided to go with an older country song called "He Stopped Loving Her Today" by George Jones. I still think it's one of the saddest songs like in country music ever. That like, and I think George's voice was just so good at the time. The also reason why I decided for this song over some other songs I have on my list, I think it fits with the playlist overall that you sent me of the songs on it. There are some that are very in that range, so it plays pretty well with it. But yeah, it's he stopped loving her today. I think George's like approach on that song is just epic.
Okay, Cody, bringing back a song that was on the Rolling Stone 500 list. Once again, I honestly I was expecting it to be mine. I thought it was going to be my song that was going to get vetoed. So
I could have used a couple on this list. There's a few that I don't like, but that song is. That thing that pops in on that song is just like it. Just like it's like getting punched in the face with a dumbbell. I hate it. So,
all right, let's move on to what are going to be 418 and 417 on the list. Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash versus Smooth Sailing by Leon Bridges. Brooklyn starts us off this time.
So Leon Bridges is a recent addition to this list. I think he's just adding so many qualities of like older music nowadays. It has that very like 30s kind of barbershop style. And I think the way that he moves around in the beat of this is it's really cool. It's kind of off the beat for most of it, especially when you get to like the "Said I Like the Way" little section of it. And then you have the sax come in, and it's just it's so strong, so strong when it comes in, and just this giving this very kind of clean beat. And I think Leon Bridges is doing a really good job kind of playing around with the song and making it stand out from everything that would normally be in this style.
As with Folsom Prison Blues, Johnny Cash's songwriting on this song is just incredible. I hear a train coming, it's coming around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. It creates this world and this story that just you visualize automatically, just from the instrumentation and Johnny Cash's I keep wanting to say production, his vocal performance on this song. It's also just got a great groove. It's that chugging instrumentation that is basically impersonating the train that goes by Folsom Prison each day, the one that has rich folks dining in a fancy dining car with their big cigars. Um, it's just a really incredibly crafted song. Whereas with Smooth Sailing, we have two Amy Winehouse songs on the list, and her stuff is similar enough to this, where I feel like this song doesn't really need to be here. It's not even as good as those. In fact, it's not even the best song on that album. Better Man is a better Leon Bridges song.
Really, you didn't pick River, which was fighting for the spot.
Nope.
Folsom Prison Blues, I agree with you that it's doing that kind of train chugging along style. But the thing is that Johnny Cash does that with a lot of his songs. In particular, others that others that might pop up later in this series. I think this song got killed by cover bands, and that it just kind of got dumbed. It just kind of got dumbed down. In terms of Johnny Cash's discography, I think there's better ones to talk about. That guitar beat is overtly simple. I guess like I understand that it's country, but it just gets repetitive come the second or third verse, and then
You want to talk about repetitive? Smooth Sailing kind of just like coasts by. It just like stays on that one note throughout most of the song. Whereas with Folsom Prison Blues, there's kind of that dynamic between the verses and the chorus that change it up a little bit.
There isn't really a dynamic change like from the verse and the chorus. Like the chorus, he's just kind of like dipping off, and then it just resets.
Yeah, but it's enough that it changes up the flow of it. Let's head over to Cody since he's back. Cody, which of these two songs gets your vote?
I mean, it's hard to beat Johnny Cash on any given day against anybody. I mean, that song is If I Was Free from This Prison, if that railroad track was mine, I'd move it a little further down the line. Like, it's like one of the parts of the song is like, I bet they're eating fancy car or whatever. And it's like, and they're moving, which is killing me because he's stuck where he's at. And it's like his mom telling him to be good. And it's just like great storytelling in such a short song. I like Smooth Sailing a lot. Like, if this was up against most songs that have happened on this list so far, I've never heard Smooth Sailing before this list, and I really enjoyed it. It's just hard going against one that has been in my rotation for, 20 plus years at this point. So, yeah, but great song to introduce me to. I liked it a lot.
It is a really good song, though. Leon Bridges' first
album. That album in general, go check out.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so
the Amy Winehouse thing was stupid too. You almost lost a point because of it.
She's more on the beat, like she's more she's more traditional blues singer.
Well, since we talked about Johnny Cash, let's talk about Johnny Cash again. A Boy Named Sue by Johnny Cash versus All I Really Want by Alanis Morissette. I will be kicking us off this time. I went with Alanis Morissette. This is just such a wild song, with that wailing guitar and the harmonica just kind of going off. Especially Alanis. Alanis is just rip roaring on this song. It's guttural in a sense, and honestly, a lot of what she's saying, it's very universal. A lot of the things that they're primitive things, a lot of these things that she wants, but just like comfort and someone to hold and like things like that. It's just a really, really wild, dynamic, just like flying by the seat of your pants energy kind of song. And I think that it just like really captures the desperation that some people have, just trying to get some of these things that they want.
So, just like I was alluding to with the previous section, this is a better storytelling song by Johnny Cash for like the Sam Hunts, I believe that they are that try to like talk through their melody. This is what they're trying to mimic and go for. Johnny Cash does an incredible job of telling this quirky story in country about a boy having an effeminate name, and like kind of having an effeminate name myself. It's easily relatable for like myself and like all the people that are kind of like named like Lindsay and Taylor and whatnot. I think there's a kind of a draw in that. But I think just he does a really good job in like telling the story of like himself and then the dad that eventually meets up with him. And I'm trying to remember the exact lyrics here. in particular. I think it's when I busted a chair right across his teeth and we crashed through the walls and into the street, kicking and gouging in the mud, the blood, and the beer. I just think that's a really cool kind of wordplay. Also, the ending of the song is really cool. Like when it's kind of soft and somber, it's like, oh, I think I'm gonna name him Bill or George, anything but Sue. And then just having the live crowd there just kind of amplifies it, similar to how it does with Benny and the Jets. Andrew James Barr, you have an incredible music taste, but this is the worst song. All I really want is the worst song on Jagged Little Pill. You could have picked Right Through You. You could have picked Head Over Feet. I just think the chorus fucking kills it. The chorus kills it when she's trying to add all these octaves, and it just comes off as like really screechy and grimy. And then especially when you get into that last little like yell or whatever, she takes off some of them, and it just doesn't make sense. And I just don't think the verses hold up enough to make up for that.
It's a guttural performance. It's a desperation performance. That's why it doesn't sound as clean or as pretty as like other songs on that album. It's the most honest one, in my opinion. Whereas with A Boy Named Sue, it's fun. Yeah, like melody wise though, there's like really nothing to attach to. It's a good in the moment piece, but it's not one that I will remember how it goes after it's over.
It's because it's a faster and better version of Folsom Prison Blues. Like you're basically following along to the thumb of the guitar when they're just hitting that root note every time. It's like do 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 do, and that's kind of taking you along with the story, and it's matching it beat for beat. You can call this guttural. You can call this a guttural performance, but even in that standard, you have to go to like almost like ironic or a song that we're actually going to be talking about later that does a better job of having that kind of emotion with it.
A lot of Nirvana's songs sound like this vocally, and we praise the shit out of those. So there's not really a difference between those performances.
That much octave though, like we're adding that many layers. That's too many layers.
It's just too many notes. Too many notes. All right, let's move on to Cody.
This is awkward. I feel like I tipped my hands in the first part.
Kind of figured. It's already prepped.
Yeah, well, my thing is, I didn't want to say it, but Brooklyn said it for me. Like, I don't know how many more times she'll come up, but of all the songs, this is the one. Because I remember, like, I looked through them, I was like, oh my god, I hope this is here, and this is here, and this is here, but this? So maybe later we'll find out. If not, shame the fuck on you guys. But A Boy Named Sue. I've always thought like some director needs to make Boy Named Sue like a movie of like a Western guy traveling towns looking like bounty hunter, but getting into altercations with people because of his name. I think it'd just be brilliant because especially when he's like, "I knew you'd have to get tough or die." Like that's just like in that time frame. Like he said, "Here's your name, Sue. Peace." Like what a dick move. But then he's like, and then at the end, it's still. I've heard it so many times. It still makes me laugh when he goes, Bill, George, anything but Sue. I still hate that damn name. Like it's perfect. So great storytelling. It doesn't have like the simple like singing ability, but you're right. You hit the nail on the head. All those country singers that are trying it and failing miserably at it are trying to do Johnny Cash. The difference is Johnny Cash had a voice like nobody else. Like that's the difference.
Yeah. He also didn't have fake instrumentation behind him. All right.
That's true. Also, he has substance abuse too. So these little pretty boys from that never stepped in mud, that he's on hard drugs. Okay,
I got mud on my Wrangler jeans. What am I gonna do?
When they board their private jet, he's doing coke in the bathroom. Like, they're not.
After getting his stomach ripped open by an ostrich.
Yeah.
So let's move on. We can talk about Johnny Cash all day, as much as I would love to. We have to move on to what would be 414 and 413. Better Man by Pearl Jam versus Lovely Day by Bill Withers. Brooklyn, you're going to start us off with this one.
Just like, I mean, this song was already on the list, so it needs its place, and it's surprising given it being this low. Just the bass line and how it cycles, and you have this natural descent throughout it, and then it just picks right back up. Bill Withers' performance in this is incredible. When you have that sustain in the end, and then you hear it, you just have like, you still have that like that quick catchy beat of "Lovely Day, Lovely Day, Lovely Day." And I just think that he rides the beat so well, especially in that opening line, like, "When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes." And then you just like, it's very satisfying in the pre-chorus when when like trumpets come in. It's like, "When I look at you and the world's all right with me," and then it just picks right back up into like "Lovely Day." So kind of like gives you a feeling of like you're opening up the window, and the sunrise is right there.
With Better Man, tonally, it's a completely different song. It's actually like really sad and depressing. It's a song about being stuck in a relationship that it's pretty much dead, but you're forcing yourself into it because she's thinking, well, can't find a better man than this guy, which is just such a heartbreaking mentality to hear. But it's one that I have seen before, and just the instrumentation really captures that hurt that the that the person who's viewing this story is feeling. Eddie Vedder vocals on this are just like, they're so Eddie Vedder is not always like the cleanest of singers. Like, you can't always understand what he's saying, but this time he takes a little bit more effort to make you hear the lyrics and understand what he's singing. And I think because of that, it's just a lot more powerful of a song. Whereas with Lovely Day, it's a good song. It's a little too sweet for its own good. Bill Withers' Bill Withers has an amazing voice, but for some reason his voice just doesn't come through on this song as it does on other Bill Withers songs. Also, that looping at the end, after a point, it got kind of tedious.
So I remember talking about this on Like 500 Stones. I don't remember you having a bad thing to say about this song. Like,
It's a
you
good
praise
song.
it. I think these critiques are kind of nitpicking at this point. Whereas with Better Man, in terms of Eddie Vedder's vocal performances, this is not his best one. You could go to songs like "Don't Call Me Daughter" or even "Jeremy." Or even flow, I think, has a better kind of overall kind of jam in this. I just think that it's too. The reason that this isn't top 500 worthy is the same reason that Chance Ellison hates the Beatles. It's just too generic for like 90s rock. I just think there's better to pick out of here than Better Man.
Okay, you brought up Even Flow. I'm sorry, you brought up Even Flow, the song where he goes, "He first and where you can't understand a goddamn word he says.
Incredible guitar lick. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my, you were talking about the vocals when you talked about that song, though, not the guitar lick. Honestly, it's the storytelling in this. It's a subject that's not talked about a lot in music.
Breakups?
It's just this kind of a relationship, one where you're forcing yourself into one that you know is dead, but you also don't believe enough in yourself that you can get someone better than this guy, which is just a heartbreaking mentality. One, as I've said, one that I've seen before, and this just captures that tone really, really, really well, being sung by an outside viewer's perspective. But let's go to Cody before I strain my voice on how much I love that song.
Pearl Jam is one of these bands that are really praised a lot. Like, people love Pearl Jam. I've never been a big fan of Pearl Jam. Like, I think there's some good songs I enjoy them. I like Better Man for what it was. But Lovely Day just has more of my beat. I like Lovely Day a lot more. I love the vocals. I love it. Yeah, it's just that's Pearl Jam. Like
Did
that
you just
voice
start a
is just
leaf
like
blower?
it's just like almost starting a car every time. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So, no thanks. You guys are passionate about it, which is good. But
I tr-
overall, Lovely Day is better.
no, Lovely Day once again is another one of those songs that like was one of the last cuts on my list. So I'm
It
Shame
was
on you.
one of a handful that I'm like, I'm surprised. Like we shouldn't be talking about it like this low.
considering I didn't have it on my
That's true.
list.
Yeah, but there's a couple for me in that sense as well. So it goes back and forth.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to 412 and 411. Those being Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand versus Shut Up and Let Me Go by the Ting Tings. Brooklyn, you are starting us. Did you start us off last time, or did I start us off last time?
I think you did. So I'll go first.
After you.
So Shut Up and Let Me Go by the Ting Tings is an admittedly overlooked song, or it's a forgotten song of its time. This is, if you remember the iPod Nano, whenever it came out and had those big commercials, this was a song that played alongside it, and it's just people forgot how fucking good this song is. Like, it doesn't get played on radios anymore, and it's kind of a shame. Just that loud and dynamic snare drum kind of kicking things off, and then you have this nice clean funky kind of guitar riff, and then the singer's vocals match with the synth in it as well, which is very kind of high, like very high pitched, and then the bass, and then the synth just kind of has some like bass quality to it and kind of rounds it out a little bit. And then you get into the chorus of like, I ain't faking this. I think that chorus just does so well. And then it just has that one little tag that I think gets it into this list of just like the Shut Up and Let Me Go. Hey, and then it just kind of like gives you a chance to reset and then get back into it.
I said, don't you know? You said, you don't know. I said, Take Me Out. I've done this song at karaoke a couple times now, and it fucking kills every time. The audience is like, yeah, I love this song. Just that build up at the beginning, that just like really, really, really immediately just grabs your attention. And then the stomp clap kind of like groove that this song has immediately just like, oh, it's so good. It's also just an incredibly fun song that's incredibly well produced. It's simple, but it's effective. Whereas with Shut Up and Let Me Go, I've talked about how most of the songs that you bring up I still like, even though they're not on my list. I hate this song. And don't get me wrong, I actually like the Ting Tings. I like things like The Wrong Club or That's Not My Name. I think they're a really good group that has really good songs. But this one is just so annoying. Like, I feel like her voice is pitched up for some reason, and it makes no sense to me. It's obnoxious in a way that doesn't fit for me. Yeah.
So I think this is actually like an interesting matchup because these songs came out around the same time, and I think the Shut Up and Let Me Go is actually a little bit cleaner than the Take Me Out, especially when you get into the guitar solo. The guitars, the main lick of Take Me Out, it kind of rings a little bit, and then it kind of comes off the beat, and then comes back in. I also think what they're doing in the kind of like the post chorus, like the I know I will be leaving here with you. They just kind of tack that on after the second chorus, and it kind of loses its value when it comes through again. I just like similar to what we've said in shows past. It has Shut Up and Let Me Go has this more of like a strut kind of pop and lock. I think people are more likely to dance Shut Up and Let Me Go as opposed to Take Me Out. They'll sing along Take Me Out, but they'll like dance and have a good time with Shut Up and Let Me Go.
You first of all, this you don't think people are dancing to Take Me Out? That's kind of absurd. Also, you don't think Take Me Out has a strut quality to it? That's absurd. That your shoulders are. I see you bobbing your head right now. Don't you fucking tell me you don't dance to this song.
This song was on NHL 2006, I believe. Yeah.
Cody,
curse EA for having me know the song.
Weird songs from both. I think "Take Me Out" was on.
it was, yeah. We talked about it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
it
no,
seems like
it was on the original list, and then it got taken off of this most updated list.
Oh, okay. Anyways, both weird songs. Understood the iPod reference. But I still have to go with "Take Me Out." I think "Take Me Out," especially the build up and then the don't. Like I'm like, okay, I'm on. The other one is like, I was like, when I played, I was like, the iPod song. And that's not a shot. That's great marketing that I remember that after all this time. But I was like, that was wild. I was like, that was from my past. So I'm learning things on the show. This song, In Excess, is not a fake band. Crazy.
A core memory has been unlocked. Cody Newberry. All right, let's move on to number 410 and 409. Sunshine of Your Love by Cream versus Gimme 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 by ABBA. So Sunshine of Your Love, that immediately, that guitar lick is just one of the most memorable guitar openings of all time. That that and the bass in this just combined, perfect. Cream is a band that has really was able to master scale. Like once again, this song just kind of sounds epic. And again, Ginger Baker's drums on this just fantastic. It's layered incredibly well. This one, I think, just like that groove and that melody pushes it just above White Room for me. But it's just an epic song to listen to.
Gimme 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 is one of the all-time dance songs. Top three, you could all argue that it is the best. Just the synth in it is so great. Like it's tight because you can hear every little note in it. It's not just it's not like a regular kind of just like slide into it. And then just these booming opening lyrics that you hear like 12:30, and it just rides that groove so well with the bass. And how they're getting along with the chorus, and then when you get to like the pre-chorus, like there's not a soul out there, and they're just building up this huge moment in the chorus, and you hear the strings come in, and then you hear them just kind of like almost like soar down, like and then you get to the chorus, and like give me a man after midnight, and it's just it's such a relief, like when you get into the chorus, and then in the bridge you have this time to really kind of jam out with the bass and the guitar, and then the synth kind of comes in, and they bring things back up, and I just think it's a well produced song. It's ABBA's best. Whereas with Sunshine of Your Love, my gripe that I have with it is that this song doesn't know how to end. It just kind of sits on one chord, and I feel like they're a little bit lost. Considering how clean the rest of the song is, I think ending is a crucial part of having a song in this list. And I just think it kind of fumbles the landing.
Well, first of all, they're jamming out, so naturally the ending is going to kind of not be as smooth or as seamless as you would want it to be. With first of all, the fact that you said that this song is ABBA's best song, when Dancing Queen exists. Yeah, Gimme 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 is it's a little too much of a sugar rush. Afterwards, you're kind of like, oh, that was cool, but you don't really go back to it because you don't put it in the upper echelon of ABBA songs such as Dancing Queen or Mamma Mia or even When I Kissed the Teacher. Um, it's a rush in the moment, but afterwards it kind of like fades away into the distance.
Okay. I when it fades away into the distance. I just don't think that happens though with how dynamic they are, especially like in the verses with the kind of the call and answer that they have, like the um so yeah, I'm gonna pull up the lyrics here, try and stall for time. But yeah, fucking
Play me off, Johnny.
Yeah, pretty well. Yeah, Ginger Baker's drum work is good in this. The Eric kind of redeemed himself this time. We were talking last time that he's kind of hiding behind effects. I think this one is much cleaner. I just think that the singer is screechy a little bit too much, especially when it's Eric. Like, I'll stay with you till my season's right. Is it Eric singing?
I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's Jack Bruce.
No. Okay. I think that I think the song might be like a key too high because he's really straining for those high notes, and I think that it's kind of misses his range.
All right. Well, let's go to Cody to see if he agrees with you or me.
So both songs, one, Show Me Sunshine of Your Love, very recognizable opening. Like, as soon as it plays, I'm like, yep, know what that is.
Yep, it's a Guitar Hero song.
Yeah, and then give me, like, everybody knows that, the middle part of that. I felt like getting through all that stuff was just, I didn't love as much as, I know both songs, I don't love as many as both songs as much as I thought I would on full and on repeat as much. I'm gonna give the edge to Gimme 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 because I think it's fun, and I think I gave the edge to the last Cream song. But I will be honest, if you're looking at somebody to be a fan of Cream, Andrew Barr is like the person that would take a picture, like be the picture next to the band. Be like,
I literally named all three members, like as we've talked about.
It's just like yeah, that's that guy. That guy likes Cream. Yeah. Yeah.
Do with that image as you will, internet.
Burn it. Burn it.
Little backstory. I told Brooklyn before recording that one of these songs greatly jumped in my mind and would definitely be on my top 500 list. It's Gimme Gimme Gimme. But to be completely honest, this song slaps. All right. Let's move on, though, to what will be 408 and 407 on the list. The Blacker the Berry by Kendrick Lamar versus Pretty Please by Dua Lipa. I believe I went first last time, so we'll give it to Brooklyn.
Yeah. An incredible song off of a fucking unreal album, Future Nostalgia. This song, I think we need the banner. This song is about sex. This song is about going home and getting it on with someone that you probably shouldn't. Like somewhere in the middle. I think I lied a little. And I think it has this. I think it has a time to breathe with the bass line and how she's kind of coming in the middle of it. I know that it seemed a little stressed out, but I messed out when it turning me on. And then she kind of just picks it up in that pre-chorus. But I think what gets it into the top 500 conversation is that ending chorus, and she just adds on more lines to it. So it just gives it this progression to it of like, put my mind at ease, trickle down my spine. Oh, you look so pretty, please, every single night. And I think it has a nice rock kind of back and forth to it. And it's just like, this song is sexy as fuck. I can't deny it. And I think that has to be part of the conversation. It's just it's cute and it's playful.
So I'm going to put up a disclaimer. I am white. So me talking about this song, there's definitely going to be some things that might get lost in translation. Yes.
I can confirm he is white.
Very white. Once again, I am sponsored by Dairy Association of America. Got milk. So the Blacker the Berry is an incredibly aggressive song. It's basically Kendrick Lamar, basically kind of like reclaiming his racial identity, especially in the face of white America, where he calls out society for basically trying to pit people of color up against each other, in the way that just society works. And then at the end, he's basically calling out people of the Black community who say that he's not Black enough. And then it's just like this incredible turn at the end, where throughout the entire song he's been calling himself the biggest hypocrite of 2015. And then that last line about the gangbanging just punches you across the face with how powerful that was. It's just it's a heavy song, but it's a really, really important one. Pretty Please is good. I like the song. It's not the best off of Future Nostalgia when you have things like Physical and Love Again, or even Hallucinate. It's I don't think it's as sexy as you make it out to be. That bass line is really good, but when you if you gave this song to another person, I don't think people would find it nearly as interesting.
I mean, that's also speaking to Dua Lipa as an artist. I think that's something that you can't really gripe at. Just because she's adding her own flair to the song. Also, I think that this is the sexiest song, especially when you get to like that "Baby Come Wind Me," "Baby Come Wind Me Up." I don't, and then like it's like there's just it's not even like metaphor and innuendo. Like she straight up says that like you're like, but she straight up says in the song that you're turning me on. I think the problem in in the Blacker the Berry is that repetitive in the verse, like I'm the biggest hypocrite since 2015. Once I finish this, witness will convey just what I mean. I think that just it loses you in the story that they're trying to go for. I agree that it does hit when it needs to. I'm trying to understand why he made that choice.
Which choice are we talking about here?
Where he's opening every verse with "I'm the biggest hypocrite since 2015."
Yeah, okay. So it's a build up. It's a build up to that ending. Opening every verse like that is basically him going, "I'm gonna get to what I'm alluding to. I'm gonna get to what I'm alluding to, but you have to sit and listen to what I'm saying first in order to understand where the ending is gonna, how the ending is gonna hit you."
So isn't that what the chorus is for though? To kind of remind you what the theme of the song is?
No, because the chorus is a completely different animal. Uh, I want to say this vocalist on that is like Panopticon or something. Or something like that. Um, that chorus is it's another one of those moments of first of all, it's just like a wild anger. It's a wild raucous kind of energy. And it builds into his identity, not necessarily where the end of the story is going. But I'm gonna send it over to Cody because once again, I'm white. I want to make sure.
We are all white. We are three white men trying
Yes.
to talk about the song.
Thanks for passing it to another white guy with a red beard. Okay, anyways. Uh, Dua Lipa's song was close to being on the cut list, the veto list for me. Didn't really love it, but also I figured keep Dua Lipa on the list because, I mean, one, I don't need this reputation of this show to be like, oh, they're just kicking out the female artist and blah blah blah. I kicked out Kanye in the first one. Let's make that clear. Second, I think Kendrick Lamar is really talented. I really do. I think he's really good. I'm not as big of a fan of this song as I am some of his other work, but this song is very good as he puts it together. Again, I am white, so I can't touch on a lot of the things that he is like talking about in the song,
Yeah.
but I can understand from like a perception of like the world we're living in. So, yeah, good song.
All right. So let's move on to what's going to be 406 and 405. Dance to the Music by Sly and the Family Stone versus Are You Gonna Be My Girl by Jet. So Dance to the Music, it's telling you what its intention is in the title. It wants you to dance to the music, and it is such a amazing song to dance to. That energy in this song, that tightness, that groove. And the thing that actually really puts it over the edge is like where it kind of like breaks down into like different instruments, whether it be the voice or the drums or the guitars or anything like that. It's telling you how it's constructing itself in order to get you to dance to the music. It's just an incredibly brilliant song that's kind of meta, but in this like incredible building block kind of way.
Cody, listen, 1, 2, 3. Turn your head and come with me because you look so fun that I really want to make you mine. I just like this song is a fucking bop and a half. Getting to hear this at a dance hall with a bunch of people, and I just think the bass line does such a good job of keeping the feel of it, and then you have the drums come in. They're just like they're just kind of getting like the big beats in there, and then they cut out the guitar comes in with the lick, and it just gives a chance for everybody to shine. Also the guitar solo in this is so minimal, but it works for everything that they're building around it. Like you have like I think this is one of the best uses of clapping in a song, and then you have the chorus and he's like belting it out. Like I could say, I could take you home with me if you're awake for another night. I know that we ain't got much to say, but I won't let you get away. And then it's just like you have that last kind of chug of the guitar, and then it cuts right back in. We'll say, "Are you gonna be my girl?" And it's one of a thing that I like about songs. It has a chance to reset and get right back into the beat of things and keep things fresh. Whereas with Dance to the Music, my thing with that is I think it reveals its hand early on, and what I mean by that is that it immediately gives you that big kind of like double time beat with the keys and the horns, and that when they dip back into the verses and kind of move the song along, that it loses quality when you go back into the choruses because it just doesn't give that natural progression.
I think showing its hand at the beginning is what pulls you in to begin with. It immediately lets you know what you're in for, and you're just like you hit the gas pedal as soon as it shows you its hand. Whereas with "Are You Gonna Be My Girl," first of all, lyrically, this is like super basic. It's kind of an embarrassing line to walk up to a girl and go, Take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. I don't think any girl is actually going for that line and it's nowhere near as cool as it thinks it is. Um, plus it it's got like multiple pieces, but the pieces just don't kind of fit. They kind of just like lump everything in together and go, this is the song, to the point where it's basically using the exact same thing over and over and over again. It's very formulaic to the point where I'm like, I see the formula, and it's not as difficult as you're making it try to look.
Yeah, I saying it to somebody, sure, as like a pickup line, absolutely, but like have a partner say this to you like while the song is playing, and it's just like it's just flirty enough, I think, where it kind of stays fresh every time that you listen to it. I just think, to steal a term that you used to use all the time, it's a little long in the tooth, especially when they're just kind of repeating, just dance to the music. And there's other Sly and the Family Stone songs that we'll be talking about.
There are,
and yeah, there's more than 12 songs in general to talk about, I guess.
Cody, we're not saying that there's 12 other.
No, that was a bad attempt at a joke. I was trying to come up with a number, and I was like, well, I can't just say there's like more than 400 songs. So I was trying to be like, oh, there's like at least 5 other songs that we'll be talking about for the rest of the series. But no, I think that in terms of dancing songs, Are You Gonna Be My Girl just has more energy to it.
You would dance more to Are You Gonna Be My Girl than dance to the music. Oh my god. Cody.
Yeah, interesting. I know I've heard dance to the music like a lot. Like that, but like when I listened to it and like broke it down, like I'm gonna add some guitar, Bob. Like I felt like all those expressions were just to take us back to dance to the music. Like we didn't get past that point of dance to the music. All we were there. This song, "Are You Gonna Be My Girl," is like 1, 2, 3. Like I just like I'm gone. I'm ready to go. Like it's a great bop. So
y'all saw one too many Apple commercials growing up, because every time an Apple commercial song comes up, you're like, yeah, I know that song. I like that song.
4 or 5. I didn't vote for the last Apple song, so take it. But 4, 5, 6, just like when that just, it's great.
With a look like that, do you? And
then it's like, long black oh, come on, that sounds way better than your freaking damn. Like Andrew looks like the guy like would be in a Pentecostal church that's just like slow, like clapping, but like Jesus is here. Dance to the music.
Yeah, I'm the one in the back while everyone's actually doing the real dancing, to be completely
honest.
The
real thing. He's just like, praise God, praise God.
Happy Easter, everyone.
Amen.
I'm gonna have the body of Christ twice today.
Double.
All right, let's. All right, let's move on to what are number 404 and 403. Don't Leave Me This Way by Thelma Houston versus Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy. Cody's already laughing.
What two songs to pair together? Great job.
Don't Leave Me This Way by Thelma Houston. Automatically, I know the melody of Don't Leave Me This Way. I can't survive. I'm not going to sing more because we're going to get flagged if I do. But that is arguably the greatest disco groove ever made. It's got that just to carry it all the way through. It is rock solid. And Thelma Houston on this song sounds so good. Like, this is one of the best vocal performances I think I may have ever heard in a song. Because she is just commanding that groove, and just like the added little like elements to the instrumentation just creates this luscious atmosphere. It is just such an incredible piece of music that honestly I probably should have put higher on my list.
So Sugar We're Going Down on the list previously, a pop punk staple.
That's what
Um, um, just the the yearning in the lyrics, especially like am I more than you bargained for yet? I've been dying to tell you everything. I think a favorite line in the song is isn't it messed up how I'm just dying to be here? I'm a notch in your bedpost while you're just a line in the song. And just that like teenage kind of like whimsy sort of style. And then you just have like the chugging of the guitar in the chorus. And just again that catchy chorus, you're going down in an earlier round. Sugar, we're going down swinging. I'll be your I'll be your number one with a bullet. I think has been used so much in like Facebook statuses and like Twitter and like that kind of thing. Like people often that's held up in kind of in the cultural landscape of it all. And I just think it's a great job of not being too whiny or too emotional. I think that's kind of the main gripe with casual fans trying to get into this genre. Mr. Andrew Barr, I agree that this song is groovy, but it is nowhere groovy as, for example, like Hot Stuff, or like I Feel Love, by this cool person that you may have heard of called Donna Summers. Some people say that she's the best person in disco, and you don't have anything by Donna Summers. So if you have nothing by Donna Summers, why is this over anything Donna Summers?
Because this is better than anything Donna Summer ever put
Get
out.
the fuck out of here. It is almost midnight, sir. That is slander.
This is better than anything Donna Summer ever put out.
You're high.
I'm sorry.
You're actually high.
Nothing that Donna Summer has ever sounded as luscious, as incredibly produced, or as catchy as Don't Leave Me This Way. Like, honestly, I would listen to this song hundreds of times over Hot Stuff. The problem with Sugar We're Going Down versus this song, it does come down to production. The layering in Sugar We're Going Down, it's not amazing. Whereas this one, you hear everything super clear. It's like perfectly balanced. Sugar We're Going Down is a great song, but the sound of Don't Leave Me This Way, plus the powerful vocals, beautiful vocals by Thelma Houston, just really carry the song over the edge. Plus, I could dance to Don't Leave Me This Way in a roller rink. Like, just,
I would disagree in terms of the mixing. The strings, I would say, get lost in the end because there's so much happening in it that it doesn't have that time to kind of use every instrument to kind of fill everything out. With the production thing on Sugar We're Going Downtown, I would go back to the Isn't a Mess of How I'm Designed to Be Here, where you just have this brunt kind of guitar over top of Patrick Stump's rhythm already, and it just has this time to kind of really let that part of the song stand out from the rest.
The one thing that I forgot to mention in Don't Leave Me This Way is the build up and the power that chorus has. Baby, my heart is full of love and desire for you. It's it's so good. Cody, let's just head on over to you.
Sir, you said some blasphemous shit when you talked. Like, for one,
better than any Donna Summer song. I stand by it.
I need to know something right now. Is
Okay.
there any Donna Summers on this list?
There's at least
Yeah,
one.
Okay. I'm just letting everybody know right now. I'm putting a warning statement out here. Okay, this is what's going to end up happening. A Peter Gabriel song is going to go away for a Donna Summer song. That's what's going to end up happening.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
If the Donna Summer song that I'm thinking of is not on this list, I will say that. There's a song exactly by Donna Summers that does this exact same build as this song to a T, and she does the exact same like beautiful like lead up to, and then you just start. If you've ever been to a wedding, it normally happens at the end. I will just leave it there, and that's all I will say. One side note: seventh grade in a assembly, we all sat down. They showed us an anti-drug video, and before it, they played the song "Sugar We're Going Down," which I thought was a very bad idea. From the looking back on it now, you're telling me be number one with the bullet while we're watching drugs on the TV, while we're all sitting and thinking wild take, but "Sugar We're Going Down" is literally like that age. I think '05 is like one of the best. Like if you're a angsty teenager, like growing up like that, that 2005 2006, no one felt that better than those moments right there. So that's clearly better. You could have just passed off Donna Summer's thing. You could have just said nothing negative about her. You could have just moved on, be like, that was my myth, or I was this close to making my stuff.
She's got great
Nope.
songs.
You said this song's better.
It
couldn't
is.
even hold. It's not. It is a fantastic chorus. It is a fantastic chorus. But the beginning and end, not great. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I swear to God, if you touch any Peter Gabriel song,
Oh, I'm coming. If you ever seen Game of Thrones in the 9th episode of the first season, there's a little move that happens. That's what I'm coming for Peter Gabriel. I'm taking his head.
Cody Newberry's Game of Thrones episodes coming out immediately after his Oz series. So moving on to the last two slots on this episode being Have a Cigar by Pink Floyd versus Seven Spanish Angels by Willie Nelson and Ray Charles. Brooklyn, I think, is starting.
What a combo! What a combo!
So the seven Spanish Angels was played a lot here on a radio program called Saturday Night Hoedown, which appreciated everything old country. And man, what a fucking awesome duet! I just think the chorus in general is a great one. There are seven Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. I just think it's a three chords and a truth song. The slide guitar fits really well with both Ray and Willie Nelson's lyrics, and it's cool because it starts off with Ray, and then they had to do Willie, and Willie's ultimately a little bit softer, and then after Willie's verse, you have a moment where strings give almost like a face melting solo, where they're just like they're going up as fast as possible, and then like you have this big boom, and then Ray comes back in. Ray comes back in, and then it's just like the gospel kind of sound that they give with it, and it's just a fun one to sing along with. The seven Spanish Angels took another angel home. It's cool.
Have a Cigar perfectly captures the sleazy scumminess of the music industry, to the point where at one point in the song, our record executive goes, "Oh, by the way, which one is you, Floyd?" What a great line to throw in there. Just and that guitar lick just really captures like this smoky, disgusting kind of vibe. And then you go off on this incredible instrumentation towards the end where I love this little piece of experimentation where at the end it kind of like whooshes down into like this. It sounds like really tiny, and it's just like such an interesting dynamic that it creates towards the end. With Seven Spanish Angels, it's good, but I don't know what it is where it immediately I immediately have to start comparing it to other songs. Whereas Have a Cigar is very much its own unique identity.
Hard disagree, my guy. When you think about Pink Floyd, you think about like this song in particular. You were mentioning on the last episode where Weezer kind of like leaned on Buddy Holly for it to kind of be used again in other songs. This leans on The Wall, in particular the usage of synth, and I believe it's a song called In the Flesh. But they use just the same. They use that same kind of like laid back beat where it's just them kind of rocking back to it. You have the synth there, and then you have David Gilmour giving it an admittedly like it's too high for his range or whatever. Like it just fits better when he goes a little bit lower. I just think it relies too much on the beat itself.
So vocally, he's over exaggerating because he's playing up how this guy is just like he's got this big grin on his face, just trying anything to be like, "Hey guys, we're gonna take you real far. Stick with me, and I'm gonna promise you that nothing's gonna happen to you. But this is gonna be the best thing ever." And I want to clarify something with you real quick. You said that this leans on a song from The Wall.
I believe it's called In the Flesh, but I could be wrong. But
this song came out about 5 years before The Wall came out.
Okay.
So
slam dunk.
Yeah. So no. Don't try that game with me. But let's head it over to Cody for the final verdict on the final song of this episode.
So if you want me to pick up how smoky the room was whilst the song was playing or how it sounded, I don't know if I can get that from how it sounds. I did like it. I'm not a huge Pink Floyd fan, but I did enjoy it for the most part. Seven Spanish Angels, I've never heard before listening. But there's a combination that I didn't know existed called Willie Nelson and Ray Charles combined, and give me that every day and twice on Sunday. That when they passed it off into the chorus and did the and let him just take the Charles's voice is so like beautiful, like how raspy and how like there's and then you have the quiet, soft country twang of it, and then I think those were like it's been done. There's other country songs that sound somewhere, but like the way they're able to like drive home those with his voice, drive home the meaning of like they took another one home. Oh, beautiful, beautiful song added to like an all-time list. I think that song is bomb. Should be higher. Should be way higher. That song is great.
Okay. So
sorry, bro.
It's cool. So moving.
You said Donna Summer sucks. So.
I didn't say she sucks. I said that.
At least you didn't get a song vetoed.
What's that?
At least you didn't get a song vetoed.
That's true.
Wait, okay, we'll let's go over the list for today, and then we'll go over that. So number 420 is Crimson and Clover by Tommy James and the Shondells. Number 419 is He Stopped Loving Her Today by George Jones officially. Then it's Smooth Sailing by Leon Bridges. Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash. All I Really Want by Alanis Morissette. A Boy Named Sue by Johnny Cash. Better Man by Pearl Jam. Lovely Day by Bill Withers. Shut Up and Let Me Go by the Ting Tings. Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand. Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. Whoops, Gimme 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 by ABBA, Pretty Please by Dua Lipa, The Blacker the Berry by Kendrick Lamar, Dance to the Music by Sly and the Family Stone, Are You Gonna Be My Girl by Jet, Don't Leave Me This Way by Thelma Houston, Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy, Have a Cigar by Pink Floyd, and Seven Spanish Angels by Willie Nelson and Ray Charles. So Cody using one of his vetoes this episode to get rid of one of Brooklyn's songs. And you're winning! And you're winning!
Do the Adam Driver. Go punch your wall.
Bah! Bah!
Man,
hope
you
you
really earned that Oscar nomination. You really earned that Oscar nomination by punching the wall.
I'd like to thank the Academy just for the nomination.
Well, I think this continues a trend because last time I was up by 2 and then we tied. So I can't wait for it to tie next episode.
Last time you were up by 2, yeah.
Same exact scoreboard. Again, be better. And I would have almost argued closer, but you said that stupid stuff about Donna Summers that didn't need to be said.
She's got good songs. This one's better.
I'm telling you right now, if both of the song I'm thinking of and the song that you picked were playing, I would bet the one that I would have picked would have got a way bigger reaction, hands down. We'll say it off call. We'll say it all off air just to see, but I'm telling you, I'm 100% confident.
All right. Well,
join us at the $1,000 Patreon level if you want to hear that conversation.
Yeah, 2,000 Bar takes off his pants.
Oh, well then, I think that's going to wrap up. This is why I eat chocolates. So I just need to feel comfort.
That's why you eat chocolate. Yeah, sure, buddy.
Yeah, okay. For all of us here at Off Our Stones, that is Cody Newberry. That is Brooklyn Vale. I am Andrew Barr. Keep on rocking.
Drive unsafe.